How many of y'all ready to get your crayons back? Because you remember when we were little and every week we were going to be something different? And as long as we had our crayons, we had our creativity and our imagination. But around the 4th grade, they took our crayons and they gave us a number 2 pencil. And on the end of that pencil was what? An eraser. As we matriculated through life and we got around average people who lost their crayons, we no longer, Apostle, wanted to be the doctor. We said, you know what? I'll erase that and I'll just be the medical assistant. I won't be the lawyer, I'll be the paralegal. I won't own the McDonald's, but I'll be the district manager because you lost your crayons. I'm saying to you tonight, go get your crayons back and don't say please. Our young people have lost their crayons and being duped into believing that being cool is being dumb. That the worse you can talk, the cooler you are. So if I can't understand you, man, you're cool. We've been duped in believing, our young people have been duped into believing that the lower I wear my pants and the more I say shorty was good, we're up like that, shorty like hell, like that, right? They believe that's cool, but that's a lie, and it's a trick of the enemy. We won't settle for that. And for every parent that's in here who's raising a teenager, a young person, don't you accept that. I always go off on this tangent every time. I promised myself on the plane, I said, Joe, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to leave these babies alone. I ain't going to do it. But I'm here to tell you that we have got to, as parents, begin to participate in the rescue of our young people. We've got to stop settling and allowing them to be average and mediocre. We've got to stand up face to face with them and let them know that it's for me and my house. We're going to serve the Lord. As for me and my house, we are going to get educated. As for me and my house, we are going to raise young men and women who are going to be proper citizens here in this United States of America, who would rise up out of the ashes of mediocrity to go own a business and start a company and do great things. I just sent my last one off to Grambling State University. I'm done. I don't care what y'all say. I like an empty nest. I can listen to the music I want to listen to now, the whole 9. But I want you to know something, young people. The enemy has come, and he wants you to believe that you don't have the stuff that it takes to be successful. I want you to know that you have everything it takes to be successful and more. And that's why we're going to talk about tonight, very quickly, how do we live a successful, victorious life? We've got people in here that are living lives of desperation and don't want to get found out. You're living a life of quiet desperation and don't want to be found out. We're going to expose the enemy tonight. You know there's more we should be doing. I told you all, listen, I stuttered for the first 15 years of my life. That's documented. That ain't no joke. I couldn't articulate a sentence, bruh. In my neighborhood, they called me the woo-woo boy. They would have me come to the middle of the street, and they would make fun of me and say, look how stupid and dumb you are. I had a mother who was bipolar. Her mood swings changed every 5 seconds. And if you live with anybody who's bipolar or has a mental disease like that, you know what I'm talking about. And I remember running into the house and telling my mother, you're right, they're right, I'm stupid and I'm dumb. But my mother, in all of her genius and going through her own little idiosyncrasies, had enough sense to say, you're neither stupid or dumb, Joseph. It's just that your brain and your mouth ain't caught each other. We got to get them to catch each other. And when they do, son, one day you're going to be famous and you're going to speak to the world. My mother prophesied this to me when I was little. She said, I need you to read this dictionary and learn these words because one day you're going to stand before thousands and teach. My mother didn't know that 2 months ago. I met the president and first lady of the United States of America. And I got the video to prove it. So all you naysayers say, he ain't meet no president. Ma'am, I took the video with me for all my cousins and them. You ain't meet no president. I did a commercial on the White House lawn before the president came out to speak. I'm telling you, this thing is real. Because I had a mother who refused to allow me to fail and play the victim. I had a mother who said, you will not cave in and give up and quit because your father's never been a part of your life. I will love you to the best of my ability. I will pray that mentors will come into your life and that they will secure you, but you will not quit, Joseph. And there's many days that I wanted to quit and give up and say, I've had enough. I'm tired of feeling this way. I feel inadequate. Every time I stand behind this pulpit, I feel inadequate. I told Apostle Forson, you got folks coming in here and preach that. I mean, they just preach. I said, Lord, teach me how to preach. Apostle said, just stay in your gift, son. Just do it. I said, but I want to learn how to squall or do something. Dog it. Apostle said, stay in your lane. So young people, here's what I want you to know. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what they say. Your best is yet to come. And my God, if God can raise me up and do what he's done in my life, he can do the same for every young person in here. Parents, I want to encourage you. Don't quit on them. Don't give up on them. Their best is yet to come. I just told my mother about a month ago. I said, you're done. No more working. I got you. All you got to do, woman, is breathe now. You can trip out, do what you want to do, act crazy. It don't matter. I got you. Take your meds. Sit down, crochet, do what you got to do, because all those years that you planted in me, all those years that you warred with me, I now got your back, woman. All you got to do is breathe. My mother ain't got to do nothing but breathe. She's so proud of her son going to the White House and writing books, all that. She's telling everybody. So I just hired her in my company to work with me. All she got to do is answer phones, and they just know that's his mama. Leave her alone. I got her. And when she starts tripping, I know, you tripping now, come on. And she'll say to me, am I tripping? How am I doing? You're doing good, but I need you to stay there. But can I tell you, Apostle, that my mother loved me to life? I'm telling you, I would go into that street, young man, and I would hear stuff like, man, you stupid and you dumb. I was different. I had red hair. My eyes would turn colors in the summertime. And I'm telling you, they made fun of me. My brothers would tell my mother, we told you he's stupid. So now my mother's trying to swing on them and get them. Because one thing you don't do is talk about a mother's child. That boy or girl could be off, on, whatever. That's my baby. And don't you say nothing about my baby. I'll say something, but don't you say nothing about my baby. And Apostle, my mother would sit me in that chair. And because back then, in the 70s, we didn't have, speech therapists that, we could afford. So she said, I'm going to turn this TV on. And every time that man talks on that TV, I want you to talk. I remember this movie came on called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner? With Sidney Poitier, Captain Hepburn, and Spencer Tracy. Y'all remember that? Yeah. And my mother would say, now talk every time he talked. And man, I start crying. My mother would say, stay focused. She said, practice don't make better, Joseph. Listen, but it's going to make you greater. You may not get it all right now, but you're going to get it, son, if you don't quit. And I'm telling you, by the time I was a senior in high school, not only could I articulate a sentence, but I was now doing extemporaneous and impromptu speeches. I was speaking all over the state of California, debating, not against high school students, but San Diego State University recruited me on their debate team as a senior in high school to go around the state of California and debate against kids from UCLA, USC, Cal, Berkeley, Stanford, and I'm killing them because my mother gave me that dictionary, and she said, learn these words. And I would use big words like idiosyncrasy, sir, you look pensive. I would say words like vicariously, and they didn't know what was going on. I transferred that into corporate America, and corporate America pays me all this money, young man, because I use a lot of big words. They said that boy got to be smart. Using all them big old words like that, we got to pay him some more money. So my dictionary became my friend. Because even when I couldn't talk, I could read. And I understood that one day I was going to learn how to talk, because I didn't tell y'all this. My mother told me, go back out into the middle of the street and you tell every one of them kids that you're going to learn how to talk one day. Now get out there. And I said, my mama said that one day I'm going to learn how to talk. And when I do, I'm never going to shut up. I ain't shut up since. All I hear is cha-ching. I got checks in my wallet now that I ain't cashed because they keep giving me money to run my mouth. They done flew me to the Essence Festival to run my mouth on a Lear jet from Walmart. They keep doing it and doing it. Why? Because I decided early in the game that I wasn't going to play dumb. I wasn't going to give up. I wasn't going to sell out as a young person because, you know, I was a fairly good-looking guy. I was the #1 running back in the state of California in 1982. I was all-state wrestler, and everybody told me how wonderful I was, but I would go home and my mama would give me a reality check. She'd say, boy, your room is dirty. Get in there and get that room cleaned up. Oh, that trash needs to be taken out. Woman, you don't understand. I'm all-state. I'm every... little boy, you don't understand. You remember this one? I bought you here, and I'll take you out. Now, she don't stand but that tall. But we were convinced with the bipolar and, you know, and what she would, you better cool out. My mother wasn't playing. And she's 67 years old today. And my mother said most people look good when they can. She look good when she want to. She's a diva.